What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Tech Tip Tuesday. Moly outdoor style. We are doing something a little different, and Kalani agrees. Being fall, there are so many different ways that we can approach the water nowadays. You can pretty much put your finger on a map and go chase salmon. You have fall opportunities for trout and a lot of other species. So I really wanted to change this up today and show you guys some different things that you can do this fall to get yourself into some more fish. So stay tuned, check this one out. So like I said, guys, we are changing it up, taking a different approach to the fall. To be honest with you, my fall's been tough. It has not been the same salmon success as it normally is here on a local river. Run size, whatever you want to call it, it's been tough. And being frank, I have pounded the water, I've given it time. It hasn't produced for me. So I started venturing out and doing some different things. So today I really wanted to touch base on some of those types of opportunities for you guys, that whether you're struggling like I have been to catch some fish, or honestly if you just want to change it up and do something else, there are those opportunities. So in this video we are going to talk about a couple of those. First being fall bass fishing. And I know some people are going to laugh. Who wants to go chase a ditch pickle when you can go catch a 15-pound silver? Well, if you have the luxury of being able to go to the rivers where those silvers are biting, then by all means, that would be my #1 pick. But short on time or not able to travel those long distance to find those fish, I've really taken to a different approach and want to go catch something. So there's nothing more fun than being able to get on a good fall bite for these big bass, because they start packing on the feed bag and really get aggressive. Some of our western lakes are turning over finally, and as a result you're going to get some of these fish to be on the bite and active. When it does turn back, you can get some absolute killer days. Check this out right here. Oh, right next to the boat. There we go. Look at that. That's a better looking fish too. Ow.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. When you can find bass that are on the bite, they really will hit a lot of different things and makes it enjoyable. But really, what we're doing this time of the year, I have pretty much one box with me. This tackle box has pretty much everything that I'll need for this fall bite. First thing I'm doing for bass is I'm looking for some active fish. This cold water transition really makes these fish get hungry once that lake actually fully turns itself over, and really has some fun opportunity because you can get an aggressive bite. Even though it is fall, topwater is still an opportunity in some of our areas. So what I'm going to do first is have some kind of a searching bait. I want something that has some good movement, like this Lunker Hunt prop frog, or can't go wrong with a whopper plopper. These two have been my go-tos, and as I've had in some experience of late, they definitely are drawing strikes, which is great. A lot of fun when you see those fish blowing up. However, it is frustrating as all get out when you're having fish blow up on these and not hitting the bait. They are hitting something that's moving, so they are trying to anticipate and getting off target. So what you can do instead to potentially have better luck on your strikes is throw something that doesn't move a lot forward. You're looking at something that moves more horizontal, like a walking bait. These are really good because they are staying more in place and gives that fish something to hone into. So that is a bigger style. They have smaller frog kind of walking baits also as well. Same kind of concept. You could even go with something like a popper. These are all very good when you have active fish. Now personally, I have gotten back into the fly scene and was throwing out my 8-weight with some bass poppers, and I really had some fun getting some blow-ups on those. And I tie everything with my flies with that little tiny loop knot, because what that does is that fly can now move free. When I pop it, it shifts to the side. Pop it again and moves around. It's not just straight tied and has no freedom for whatever it's doing. So poppers can be very effective whether from a fly or off your rod. If the fish aren't active on the top water, that doesn't mean still you can't find them, but what I would end up doing then next is chasing them with something with a little flash or some sound. So I usually have one rod rigged up top water. The next rod's going to have something with either a spinnerbait that gives me some good action, imitating a perch or some kind of forage in our lakes here in Washington, or I'm doing something more along the lines of a square bill, kind of shallow running crankbait, or I'm running something that has a little different movement. So this crankbait, little shallow diver, can work really well around timber. But let me tell you guys, I had one of my best bass days this year fishing this guy. A new prototype lure from Headbanger Lures out in the UK. This thing has some crazy cool action. Put a trapper tackle hook on there and really did good. You guys can see here, had some fun blow-ups, had some fun, nice hard strikes. But those are some aggressive fish. If you don't get the aggressive ones, you can definitely slow it down and throw some more, you know, slower crawling baits. You can throw the Senkos, you can do that around docks and wood. You can throw some swim jigs, you can do that kind of stuff and have your fun with your bass. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately as one of my different options. So it's been fun. I've actually been catching fish, getting my confidence back a little bit. So when I do go chase some salmon next, I'll be a little bit more kind of optimistic. Like I said, it's been tough, but that's not the only thing going on as well. So aside from bass, we have an opportunity in a lot of our lakes as we approach Halloween. This is a great time to go chase some fall kokanee. If you guys can believe it, these fish at this time of the year, just like their ocean-going salmon partners, are changing. They're getting aggressive, their bodies are going through their spawning phase. This is an awesome time to get on a really good kokanee bite and have a blast. So really guys, what I'm going to be doing this time of the year for my kokanee, I keep it simple but very effective. So I am taking my standard kokanee dodgers that I would have on board through the regular part of the spring and the summer. And I got a couple of them sitting in front of me here. Can't go wrong with your Dick Knights. Honestly, those are always a standard and standby. These are the oval, almost more side-to-side Dodger type. I mean, they're all Dodgers, I guess, but at the end of the day, they have that really nice kick action. Goals Custom has some really good ones as well that are a little bit bigger, have a different kick to them, but this time of the year these fish are super aggressive. So having a little more action to your lures, you shorten up your leaders, you're going to get those aggressive bites. So I'm using those kind of same colors, the pinks, the glows, early morning. If you're high sun potential, then you can use something with some gold in it. Even our UV Dick Knight ones work really well. Something also would not be counted out, and that's our sling blade style. Let me show you that real quick. And you got your Rocky Mountain Tackle, your Moonshine, and some of their cool splatter series. Goals Custom has some great ones out there as well with some really unique tape designs. You can even go with the Barrett Dodger route and get something that's got some really great action and custom colors of your own as well. So kokanee fishing for the fall, you want to start thinking a little different than where you were in the springtime, because you're setting a little bit shorter back. These fish are aggressive, they're going to be schooling up. So something that's a lot of fun is changing up your lures. So where I have my typical God's Tooth spoon, crazy dogs, God Tooth spoons work really well. Old Goat lures, some spinners, Goals Customs again, Rocky Mountain Tackle. Those are two of the staples that I run a lot of the time. Your Lake Stevens Kokanee Killer Kit, if you got one of those from us here at Holy Moly, those work really well. The Golden Girl has been one of my just go-tos year-round. Works really good. And our Mean Green is another color. Your bright colors are going to be aggravating to these fish. Your chartreuses, your bright oranges. But thinking about shortening down your leaders to give that Dodger a little more kick action really will make a difference. And then you start talking scent, the things that change up there, you want to be more aggressive. So these fish, you want to be more aggressive. So these fish are going to be following your gear, they're interested, but if you have some scents like garlic and some other different combinations that really trigger that aggression bite, then you're going to be having some success. So kokanee fishing in the fall is another thing to not miss out on, because you can not only catch some cool vampires, but really some of the biggest fish of the year show up this time as they're getting all ready and gearing up towards their spawning areas. There's still some nice eating fish, and they're a lot of fun to catch. So you're going to see me out on the water chasing kokanee, chasing some bass, and frankly, when I finally get a chance to hit the river again, I will get my coho. But just to give you guys something on the Tech Tip Tuesday line of a little change up, some fun, but we'll see you guys out there on the water, and I hope this helped you guys a lot. So thanks for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up. Maybe even comment some suggestions down below what you guys want to see. I know there was a lot talked about techniques on the water. We're going to be doing that, but we'll go through a lot of these kinds of stuff and take care of you. But thanks so much again for all the support, and subscribe below if you want to see some more. Lots coming soon. So take care, guys, and fish on!